The Silence of the Cedar, The Journey of Saint Charbel. In the high, rugged mountains of Beka Kafra, the highest village in Lebanon, a young boy named Yusuf Antun Makhlouf learned the language of the earth and the heavens. Born in 1828, his childhood was one of simple chores and deep devotion. While he tended to his family's small flock of sheep, he would often find a quiet cave to pray, turning a regular pasture into a sanctuary. His mother, Brigitte, was a woman of profound faith who taught him that the loudest voice in the world is often the whisper of God in the heart. Yusuf felt a pull toward something deeper than the life of a village farmer. Two of his uncles lived as hermits, and their lives of silent contemplation acted like a magnet for his soul. When he was 23, without telling anyone, he left his home under the cover of dawn. He walked miles through winding valleys to reach the monastery of Our Lady of Mayfuk. His uncle Tanius eventually found him there, initially hoping to bring him home, but he soon realized that Yusuf's resolve was as firm as the roots of the ancient cedars. Upon entering the monastery, Yusuf took the name Charbel after an early Christian martyr. He realized that to truly find God, he had to lose himself. Under the guidance of his novice master, Marin, Charbel learned that obedience was not about following rules, but about opening one's will to a higher purpose. He spent his days in manual labor, his hands covered in the soil of the monastery vineyards, while his mind remained fixed on the divine. For Charbel, every grape picked was a prayer, and every stone moved was an act of love. Charbel's path led him to the monastery of Saint Cyprian of Kififan, where he studied theology and philosophy. It was here that he met Father Nimatullah Hardini, a saintly teacher who became his mentor. Nimatullah taught him that a monk's greatest weapon is the Eucharist, and that holiness is found in the hidden life. They spent hours discussing the mysteries of faith, their spirits sharpening one another. Charbel realized that knowledge was a bridge, but love was the destination. After being ordained a priest in 1859, Father Charbel returned to the monastery of Anaya. He became known throughout the region for his holiness, though he never sought the spotlight. One day, a local villager named Farid came to him in despair, fearing his crops would fail due to a plague of locusts. Charbel did not offer complex advice. He simply went to the field and blessed it with holy water. His faith was so pure that the people saw his presence as a direct link to the peace of God. Life in the monastery was filled with small wonders that pointed to Charbel's growing sanctity. One night, Charbel was working late in his cell and asked a monastery helper named Bachara for some oil for his lamp. As a prank, or perhaps out of scarcity, Bachara filled the lamp with water instead of oil. To Bachara's utter disbelief, the lamp stayed lit, burning with a steady, brilliant flame. This miracle of the light showed that for those who live in God, even the impossible becomes a medium for grace. Despite his active ministry, Charbel's heart longed for total solitude. He desired to become a hermit, to live alone with the alone. After many years of humble service, he requested permission from his superior, the abbot, to move to the hermitage of Saints Peter and Paul. The abbot was hesitant, but after witnessing the miracle of the lamp, he realized that Charbel's spirit was ready for the silence of the heights. He gave his blessing, sending Charbel into a life of even deeper asceticism. For 23 years, Charbel lived in the small hermitage on the mountain. He slept on a leaf-filled mattress with a log for a pillow and ate only one simple meal a day. A younger monk, Brother Macarius, would occasionally visit to bring him supplies and check on his well-being. Macarius observed that Charbel was almost always in prayer, often spending hours on his knees before the Blessed Sacrament. Charbel's life proved that in silence, the soul grows loud with the presence of the Creator. On Christmas Eve of 1898, Father Charbel passed away while celebrating the Divine Liturgy. He died as he lived, in the presence of God. After his burial, a mysterious, brilliant light began to emanate from his tomb, visible to all in the valley. Two villagers, Jamil and Raya, were among the many who climbed the mountain at night, drawn by the celestial glow. This light was the first sign of the thousands of miracles healings of the body and soul that would eventually be attributed to his intercession. Today, Saint Charbel is known as the Saint of Lebanon, but his message is for the whole world. For a teenager named Sylvain living in a noisy, digital age, Charbel's life is a reminder that happiness isn't found in how much we have, but in how much we love. By choosing silence over noise and humility over fame, Charbel became a beacon of light. His legacy invites everyone to find their own hermitage within, where they can meet the peace that the world cannot give.